What is up, baes? It's your girl Kia Lachey back in the cut with another video, and today we're gonna have a real talk. I call these real talk with Kias. I have not filmed in so long, and I know I'm really trying to grow and just start doing what I want to do. And so I'm part of me going to college, like I still am, going to work full-time like I still do. I wanted to hop on my YouTube wave and just really get into it and have an upload schedule and just kind of stick to a consistent thing. So that is the hope, and I hope you guys are with me for the long run. I hope all my supporters are really supporting me and sticking with me through this, because I'm really trying to give you guys quality content, and it's just very hard, especially when we're all going through our own things. My video today is going to be referencing basically how to deal with having no friends. I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips today slash a little bit of advice on how to deal with having no friends, because it is super hard. If you're like me, I just moved out of state. I'm not with my family anymore. I have no friends out here. So it's really hard learning how to deal with being alone. First off, I've always been a little bit of a low-key loner, but that's fine. I do like people, like I'm extroverted, but I have lots of associates. I don't have a lot of friends. That's the difference between me. So I have no real friends out here in Arizona, so it's very hard for me to navigate life. So I'm kind of just going to be talking about how to deal with having no friends and how to make friends, because it is kind of easy. It's just about weeding out the weak, weeding out the ones that are really for you and the people that you really like vibe with. So I'm just gonna have a little background music playing for the sake of me. So I got my notebook here. I'm gonna get started with basically this real talk. I do have to reference it because my mind is on like a one-track thing, and I'll make another video about my recent health diagnostics that I just got, and how it's kind of affecting me in my everyday life. So let's get started. So first off, I just want to say God may need you to be in your season of singleness, and singleness is not only referencing a relationship, it also references you being alone as an individual, because sometimes we just got to find ourselves. The truth is, I went through life not really knowing who I was, and I'm just now really securing in who I am and who my Kia is and what I require, what I need from friendships, relationships, all of the above. So sometimes you need to just be alone and figure out who you want to be and who you have to be. If you don't believe in God, it's just the universe. Like, if that's what you vibe with, the universe needs you to be alone. Either way, you got to figure out what works for you and how to be by yourself for a little bit, because sometimes being around people does nothing but throw off your frequencies, and that's the truth about it. You need people whose frequencies match yours. You don't want your vibrations to be off. Well, my first tip is don't settle for friendships out of loneliness. It is so easy for you to be like, well, you know, this person I really wouldn't chill with on a regular basis, or normally I wouldn't be cool with, but I'm lonely, I have no friends, so I'm just gonna be like, whatever, I'm just gonna say, fuck it, I'm just gonna be their friend. You don't want to have friends out of loneliness, because to be honest, those friendships will never really be genuine, and you'll always have a slight annoyance or just low-key hate for those friends. You don't want to ever hate on somebody that you're friends with. You don't want to be around people whose energies don't really match yours, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just weird. You don't want to be around females that don't really vibe with you for real, so why would you be around people you don't vibe with for real? It's fake. It's fake on both sides. You just don't want to do it. Like, I have a hard time making friends because I don't just click with anybody. I don't just vibe with anybody, and I pick up on weird energies, and I do not like weird females. I don't like weird people. Like, I like people who are low-key chill, but we can have a great time, vibe to 90s music. Like, those are my type of friends. Like, we can go out on a whim when we want to, but we also know sometimes we're not going to talk every day, and we find that okay. Like, anybody who's my friend knows that. My best friend knows that we don't got to talk every day. That doesn't mean I don't love you. You know what I mean? So that's just my tip number one, is don't settle for friendships out of loneliness, because ultimately, boo, you still gonna be lonely. Because when you sad and you want to talk about your feelings, you gonna hit that person up? Oh, okay, yeah. Because you're telling me you're gonna hit a person up that you don't vibe with for real. Hell no. No, I'd rather write in my damn journal than talk to somebody I don't even vibe with for real. Like, it's just fake energy. You're gonna carry fake energy for what? So tip number two is become your own friend. Because hell yes, I take myself out. You can ask my mom. I go out to the movies by myself. I go out to IHOP if I want to get breakfast by myself. I take myself to Starbucks and do my homework alone. You need to go out by yourself, work out by yourself, do everything, go to the mall by yourself. It's okay. And sometimes that's how you actually meet friends. You need to get comfort in being with yourself. Take yourself out to get your nails done. I got my toes done. I got everything done. I do a spa day by myself on Sundays. After my payday, Friday, so every 2 weeks I treat myself to a spa day. Like my nails need a fill-in, that's because I get paid Friday and I'll be back at the nail salon on Sunday. So literally just find comfort in taking yourself out. Go shopping, go to that mall, go to that store, take yourself out and go to the gym, work out by yourself. Trust me, you meet people in the weirdest of places. Like I went down to my pool in my apartment and I met someone there, like a cool girl. She was like, you know, like, what's your name? I'm like, Kia. And like, boom, like that's somebody, if I see her again, I'm like, hi, you know, like I'm getting to associate with my neighbors and stuff like that. It's the little things that count. You really have to take yourself out and love on yourself, because I don't know how you expect to be friends with other people. Oh, I just got myself in my fucking nose. Anyway, I don't know how you expect to be friends with other people if you can't even be friends with yourself. Like you're playing yourself at that point, because if you can't even be friends by yourself, you can't be friends with nobody else. And the truth about it is, you got to get comfortable with you. You got to get comfortable enough to go out by yourself and not feel like you got to call on somebody. Just go out. Like I'm even planning a solo trip by myself. Like I have not told my mom yet, because she probably gonna flip her lid. And if you're watching this video, Ma, we talk about that another date. But yes, I'm even planning a solo trip by myself because I want to go travel, and I don't feel like I have to call in a friend every time I want to take a trip. I'm gonna learn how to safely travel by myself. That's okay. I'm 21. I'm an adult. I'm grown. I'm gonna go out if I want to go out. I live by myself, self-made. Like I got this, you know what I mean? So, and I'll also be doing a video on how to get your own apartment at 21 while still being in college, yada yada. But that's for another day, so stay tuned for that video. I got a lot of content coming y'all way, so just be ready. But hell yeah, get comfortable being your own friend, boo, because trust me, everybody is not out for your best interest at heart. Not even family sometimes is really for your best interest at heart. So you got to start worrying about what makes you happy. I always think, what makes my Kia happy? Sometimes I have to disregard other people's feelings because I have to think about myself. It's okay to be selfish, because sometimes you have to be selfish in order to love yourself. If somebody is offended by your selfishness, they don't even really love you for real, because they will understand that what you're doing is for you. I've had to have many moments where I had to be selfish for me, and that's okay. I did it for the betterment of myself. So this kind of segues into tip number 3, which is basically don't stop your life because lack of friends. You can still go out and do what you want. Go for mimosas by yourself. I go get a sangria here and there by myself. I will damn sure sit down at a bar and get a drink. Like, that's fine. You could definitely go out alone. And if anything, I don't know, I think it just shows a max amount of comfort for yourself. And it just makes you even more of a boss, honestly. It's okay to not have friends. And a lot of times we feel like we have to have friends. It's such a culture behind needing friends. But I'd rather have 2 real solid people in my circle than have 10 motherfuckers that I'm worried about that's low-key talking about me behind my back. There's inside jokes. There's just shit that they're trying to just flodge on with you. They're capping on your name. Like, I don't want people who are my fake friends. I want real, genuine energy around me. Like, if you're not my friend from the get, just don't be around me. And I've had those experiences. I've had so many experiences of people who I thought were my friends but are not. You just gotta really weed out the weak. Like from junior high, I've been having experiences with fake ass friends, so you just really gotta know who's really for you and who's not. At the end of the day, everybody that claim to be your friend is not really in your circle. They're not really for you. They don't want to see you win. They're just there to keep sucking the energy out of you. They're energy vampires, boo. Because you could be so full of life. This is why people keep coming back to you too, because your vibe is so genuine. You have a vibe that people just can't get anywhere else. They're gonna just suck that energy right out of you and drain you down so that they can charge themselves up, and it makes them feel good to be around you, even though they might be bringing you down in the process. So you got to find people who can add to your bucket, you're adding to theirs. You guys are just, you know, equally transitioning vibrations, and you guys just feel good to be around each other. That's what you want. You don't want nobody who bring you down and you feel like, I don't want to deal with them, I don't want to go out with them. You making excuses not to go out. They can't get you out of bed. Like, it's stuff like that. You want friends who you hype to be friends with. You just as lit for them as they lit for you. You support them just as much as they support you. Like, you want friends where it's give and take. It's not just give, take. You don't want that. You want balance in friendships. That's healthy. So tip number 4 is that you can meet people anywhere. There are social apps. I'm gonna put their things over here, but you can meet friends on all these platforms. And honestly, have I been trying to meet friends on these platforms? Hell yes. Hell yes. Have I met people? Hell yes. Am I talking to people currently on this app? Hell yes. Not for dating, but for friendships. So definitely take a look at these right here. These are all the apps that I use. And yes, you could definitely meet people on there. You just gotta weed out the weak. Kind of weed out who you like, weed out who you do like, and kind of just latch on to the energy. It's hard to not feel like you're forcing friendships because you're literally on an app trying to find friends. But just trust the process. It takes a long ass time, but you got to be consistent on those apps, and you got to actually message the girls back, because I really suck at that. I will not message them back. So I started leaving my Snapchat so that people could add me on Snapchat and we could chat that way. So yes, I've met friends on these apps. I support them 100%. I think they're great platforms, especially during quarantine, during this pandemic and social distancing times. You definitely can find really good friends on this app, and if not even good friends, you just have a dope ass experience where you get to go out for brunch, meet somebody new, and maybe you just made a new associate, which is totally fine too. So this last one is kind of like 2 tips, so I'll call it tip 5, tip 6. So it's basically pray and begin to understand your vibe. Like, you need some alone time. This goes back to tip number 1, where, well, really this was like an advice I threw out there, which is about basically God might need you to be in your season of singleness. But the truth is, you need to pray to find a group of solid friends that you like. Make a list of things that you want in your friends and pray on that list. Or just pray that God sees your heart and can match that with a friend who has a heart just like yours, or a friend that you could vibe with equally. You want to be able to pick up on those genuine vibes and just have a dope friendship like that. So I really think that it's important to pray and just begin to understand who you are. Find yourself, find your vibe, find your energy. If you don't know who you are, you're not going to know even who you really vibe with for real. So it's all about trial and error, but the most important thing is to love yourself. You can't expect nobody to love you and you don't love you. Just being real here. Last tip number 6, like I said, I had 2 kind of in one. Not all women vibe with being friends with women. That is okay. Guy best friends are definitely the wave too. I'm not talking friends with benefits, ladies. I'm talking a genuine friend who has your best interest at heart, who loves you for you, and who actually is one of your solid best friends. You can call on them when you need them. You can cry on their shoulder when you need them too, and they're not out for you in any type of weird way. There's no jealousy. There's no negative energies. They're not talking about you. They're not trying to get with you. They're genuinely just your best friend who loves you. So sometimes it could just be you don't have friends because you don't like females. It's time to explore having guy best friends. Guy best friends are really solid and really cool. And if you don't have any brothers, it's like having a big brother that you never really had. So I definitely recommend having guy best friends too. It's very, very a different vibe, a cool energy, and it's just like you get to be one of the guys, because I consider myself like kind of chill and laid back. Like, I could sit up and listen to my, a guy friend talk about females, and I'll be like, for real? Like, I kind of chat with them like a guy. So it's just like, you just have to find what works for you. Some people vibe better with having male best friends, and I kind of think I'm one of those people, but I love having female best friends too, because my best friend Alyssa is a girl, obviously, but she's kind of like one of the guys in my head. So definitely just find out what works best for you. What works for one person might not always work for you. So I think it's very important to just figure out what your energy and your vibe is. So that basically concludes this video. It was really short. It was just 6 tips on basically how to deal with having no friends and some advice. But the truth is, you got to find out what works for you. So what I said might not work for you and it might not help you, but I do hope that you got at least something out of this video. And the most important thing you get from this video is to love yourself, because if you don't love you, who else is going to love you and care for you as much as you can love for yourself? Thank you so much for watching. Have a day filled with peace, love, positivity, good music, and chill vibes. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Alrighty, guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And alrighty.